Consumer vehicles are just part of the war against carbon emissions. Victory will involve a massive reduction in the use of diesel lorries for long distance transportation and the whole-scale adoption of electric vans for tradespeople and local deliveries. To win in this market, you need significant range, fast charging and a reasonable price. So has Citroen delivered with the electric e-dispatch van, which we have here in the top of the range driver version? Let's find out. Remember, before we start talking about this van, if you like this video, please don't forget to like it, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel. From the outside, the e-dispatch looks exactly like a Citroen panel van, and for good reason, because it is exactly the same as Citroen's combustion engine model. That means plenty of space in a no-nonsense package. The range comprises 3 van sizes and 2 battery sizes. The entry-level X has a really basic specification and has been designed to win Citroen fleet deals for major customers like delivery companies. What we have here is the top-of-the-range driver version. The e-dispatch driver is 1.9 meters wide and just under 1.9 meters tall. That means you'll have no problem accessing parking spaces at places like IKEA or Travis Perkins. Parking is made even easier because the drive version of the e-dispatch comes with a reversing camera and a 180-degree parking assistance view. We've spoken with builders who've told us that rear parking cameras are a godsend on a vehicle of this size, and we believe them. With a length of 5 meters, this driver model is classed as size M, and there are smaller and longer versions to suit your needs. The XS versions are 4.6 meters long and the XL is 5.3 meters long. The only real upgrade available for the driver is the addition of an 11 kilowatt internal charger that will help you get the most from public 3-phase charging points. Lights and windscreen wipers are automatic, and it comes with LED daytime lights to help people see you coming. The drive comes with body-coloured bumpers and rubber strips down the side as standard. This van also has electrically folding wing mirrors, and you can choose white, light grey, dark grey and black. An early surprise came when we noticed that it had been fitted with stylish diamond cut alloy wheels, which are even nicer than the ones we saw on the eSpace Tourer. This is a £100 upgrade and looks cool. The basic X model has almost no upgrade options, while the mid-range vans can have a driver assistance pack added for £810, which includes collision alert and active safety braking, a safety pack for £400, which gives you lane departure warning, driver attention alert and smart beam headlights, and a security pack for another £810, which gives you advanced emergency braking and forward collision warning. Sat-nav is another £600. These prices exclude VAT. There's no keyless entry with this car, so I have to press this button. Let's have a look inside. The cabin is spacious and easy to access with a pair of passenger seats alongside the drivers. The seats are comfortable enough and the windows open with a single touch. The multifunctional steering wheel is leather covered. The windscreen has been designed to reduce road noise. There are cup holders on either side of the dashboard, and there's space for a large bottle of pop in the side door. With all these luxury touches, it's obvious that Citroen's gone the extra mile for van drivers. So you do get these charge points here. There's a USB and a 12-volt one here, and this point for putting your phone in. However, that's not a Qi charger, which is a bit of a miss when you see how much other equipment this van has got. Another nice touch for everyday workmen is that just loosen a couple of screws and these floor mats can pull out and you can go and wash them down if you've had muddy boots inside the van. You can pull this middle seat back forward. However, this doesn't make an armrest. It's actually a work surface. You've got this strap here for holding documents so you can maybe sign paperwork. Really nice touch. There's also this little compartment here for putting your documents in. And actually, if you pull the middle seat upwards, you'll see there's a little bit of extra storage space here, which brings us to the big point about this van, which is cargo capacity. Any van can carry tools, but the real test comes when you ask the question, can it carry large-scale items like furniture? And yes, this van has got loads of space for that kind of thing. The e-dispatch driver is a shade under 5 meters long and is capable of hauling 1,000 kilograms of load in its 5.8 cubic meter storage cargo area. That's roughly double what we found inside the passenger version of this vehicle. The smaller XS can carry 4.6 cubic meters and the larger XL can carry 6.1 cubic meters. The van has sliding doors on each side, and both the rear doors open and fix in place, so accessing all the internal space will be easy. The full steel bulkhead comes with standard protective panels. There's also this multi-work section which allows you to put really long things in the back of this van by pulling this cord under the front seat. There are multiple tie-down hooks in the cargo area. The interior is protected by wooden and plastic shielding. We would like to have seen mounting points inside the van because a lot of tradesmen would like to attach their own tools inside the van, so you probably have to customize it yourself to add those. If you're opening the doors at night, you'll see that the doors actually obscure the rear lights. We'd like to have seen reflective strips down the sides of the doors. Coming from the Stellantis group, unsurprisingly, this vehicle comes with a 136 bhp motor, which is underneath the bonnet here. However, less surprising is the battery in this particular van, which is 75 kilowatt hours. There are versions of the e-Dispatch that has the 50 kilowatt hour battery that we see on so many other Stellantis cars, and also vans, and also the e-Space Tourer, but this one has a bigger battery, which is very beneficial for range. That big battery gives this van a 211 mile WLTP range, and that is with a 500 kilogram load as well. The extra battery size does come with one downside, however. It will take over 11 hours to reach a maximum charge with a 7 kilowatt AC wall charger. If your workplace provides 3-phase power, then you could upgrade to 11 kilowatt onboard charger. That will cost you £300, but will save you 4 hours in charging. Importantly, the e-Dispatch can take 100 kilowatt DC charge, which means you can get an 80% charge in just 45 minutes when traveling long distances. Perfect for service station stops. Inside, this van has the level of luxury that you wouldn't normally expect for a white van man. Alongside those comfortable seats, you have a modern-ish dashboard. You've even got CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as Citroen's voice control. Unlike the e-Space Tourer, you actually get some functions on the steering wheel with the e-Dispatch. You've got the voice control and phone functions on the right. You've got some configurations and a volume control on the left. You also get the typical stalks. This one on the right is for the windscreen wipers, and this one on the left is for the lights and indicators. There's even a stalk for cruise control, however we couldn't figure out how to get that to work at all. So this is a pretty standard Stellantis control system. You've got a rocker for choosing reverse, neutral and drive. There's an actual button for selecting B mode. There's a park button. There's also this rocker for choosing the different drive modes, which are eco, standard and power. There's also the obligatory, totally unnecessary Stellantis second parking brake. There are a full set of discrete controls for the air conditioning and lots of vacant button spaces. I wonder what those are for. The dashboard display is rudimentary but entirely functional. You've got the actual speed on the left, you've got charge and power on the right, you've got some other dials at the top, including the actual battery status, and then there's a trip meter in the middle. This LCD media display could be larger, but it's full of functions and the design is pretty good. We had one issue when pairing an iPhone with the system in that the volume for the music being played was fine, but Siri's voice was lost. We'd hope there was a setting somewhere in the menus to make your phone's voice level higher. The screen's small, it's got these separate buttons. You can look at the car settings, you can change music settings. This one's for the sat nav, which this one actually does have that optional extra installed. There's the menu for selecting connected apps. You'll notice, however, that it's also a touch screen, so you can choose options that way. That's for the phone, connecting a phone, and this one gives you a bit more about your charge and usage status. You can also defer charging, which is handy if you have a low tariff for your energy supplier. So let's go for a drive, which involves turning the key in a very traditional fashion, but one of the cool things about doing that is, apart from that bing noise, you'll notice that there's a head-up display in this car as well. This front-wheel drive van is a dream to drive. Well, actually, you've got to see that for yourself. It handles really well, the power comes in when you need, and all-round visibility is excellent. The range of driver controls makes it easy to stay safe and entertained. With the top speed of 81 miles per hour and 0 to 60 in 14 seconds, you're not going to be overtaking a Pininfarina Batista anytime soon. But those figures are more than adequate for motorway driving, and the van feels really nippy about town. Compared to a traditional diesel version, this van is about a second slower to 60. You can load it with up to 1 ton of cargo. The WLTP range was calculated with 500 kilograms of cargo, so obviously you'll get a lot less range when you've got a ton of cargo in there. There's a driver assist pack that gives you collision alerts and active safety braking. The safety pack itself gives you lane departure warnings, it recognises the speed limit signs, it has intelligent speed adaptation, a driver attention alert and spark beam headlights. The security pack has advanced emergency braking and forward collision warnings. The smallest van in the range is just a tad over 40,000, and the top of the range driver model we have here is a little bit over £51,000. That means for a business lease you're looking at prices of between £320 and £400 a month ex-VAT. Clearly fleet buyers will be looking at the lowest cost option. On the other hand, tradesmen who are virtually living in the vehicle will be looking at that £100 a month extra and think, I should really treat myself. You get a 3-year, 100,000 mile warranty on the van and the battery's warranty for 8 years. Servicing costs will be lower than a diesel van with a 2-year, 25,000 mile service interval. At present, you'll benefit from zero congestion charge in many cities, and the big band is just 1% for now. Filling the 75 kilowatt hour battery on this van will cost just £10.50 on a 14p per kilowatt hour supply, which is just over 5p a mile. So yes, this is a van, but it's actually super smooth to drive. The same sort of experience that we had with the eSpace Tourer, but actually even more surprising when you realise that this is a van meant for travelling around with cargo in it. Given that the back of this van is blacked out, you may be wondering why there's actually a rear view mirror here. So as we mentioned, this van actually has a reversing camera, which again feels like a luxury, but it's actually a godsend because of that lack of a rear view mirror. It's even got a kind of pseudo 360, which is very useful if you actually need to get right inside a space properly. We haven't seen many electric vans so far, but from what we've experienced, this is the standout model. Good looking, easy to drive, with a solid warranty and that 75 kilowatt hour battery. It's hard to beat. It has plenty of storage space, low running costs and plenty of safety options available. The Citroen e-Dispatch is highly recommended, particularly in the top of the range driver specification we looked at. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel.